Do you know what time it is? It's time to finish Cup of Cheer. Hey everyone, Cristin Som here, and you know, we started this project with a cup of cheer and we haven't had any throughout. What's the deal with that? I just made some hot cocoa that is supposed to be gingerbread flavor. I hope it's really good. So hold on. Oh, that's good. That's good. I love gingerbread. So we are going to finish our cup of cheer quilt. I'm hoping. So there's a lot of parts to this, just so you know. I'm hoping we'll get it all in one tutorial, but that's my plan. So we have to make a label for our quilt. Not required, of course, but I always put a label on. The way I look at it is grandchildren and their grandchildren and generations to come, it will have your name on it saying that you made this for your family. So I think that's important, as you can imagine. So I am going to make a label. Kimberbell has a label. I'll give you information about that. You can buy it directly from their website using our sponsor's affiliate link. I'm almost 100% sure that I will use that label. Sometimes I make my own, but that one was pretty cute. So I'm almost 100% sure that I'll do it. The other thing is that we are going to make a pouch to hold all of the embellishments. And one of our friends, sweet Katie Mayo, sent me a zipper pouch. So if you don't have one of the blanks from Kimberbell, they have these zipper pouches. And I bought one and Katie gave me one. And so there's gray and pink. I heard that there's like a tealish color, minty teal, I think. That would be super pretty too. I think there might be a white one. But anyway, you can get them from our sponsor at my girlfriend's quilt shop. They are sponsoring this project. Or you can make your own, but I'm going to use one of the blanks. The blanks is just super easy. So we will go through all of that step by step, the label, the pouch, and then we're going to go through all of the embellishments. Every single one of them we will do together, and where they get sewn on and the whole bit. So we will go over all of the parts and have some hot cocoa. I also have a little something I'm working on my own for the quilt, and I will probably share information about that. So anyway, get your hot cup of cocoa and let's get started with some playtime. So I made a little something and I'm kind of proud of it. It's pretty cool. So you know, in our presents we have a little something that we put inside of there. In the houses we have an area to add a little note. Pretty fun. So I did something a little bit different, and for everyone that made a class donation during the time of this project, I am going to send you that. So you just have to give me your email address when you do a PayPal or Venmo donation for the Cristin Creates YouTube channel. So see, I made the little notes, but I made them on cardstock paper and roll them up, and I put them on fabric. There's fabric on the back of them. So on each of these, I have something. I'm just going to put them in the embellishment bag so that I don't have to make a note every year. They are pretty darn cute. I'm pretty happy with them. I made extras, like this isn't supposed to be there, but I had extras, so I put it in. But anyway, I thought these were pretty fun. So everyone that made a class donation, I want to send this to you. And I will show you one of them. I'm not going to show you all because I want them to be a surprise. Let's see. There's one for pretty much every little opening. So like even on the mitten, there's one. And there's a little something that goes with each of the notes. So I'll show you. So here is the tan house. And from the window, we've got this little area for a note. So here's my note. I've got it with green fabric on the backing, and look at how cute they are. So look at, it's a tan house, so it tells you where it goes. And then it says, always do your best. So that's just on this one. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of them, and I made them so that I can just keep these forever and not have to make a little note each time. You can print them out and just put them in. You could print them out each year if you wanted to, or you can back them with fabric like I did, just because I thought that was a really cute idea. So I did it on a few different fabrics so that I have some variation on them. So here where we can tie a candy cane or a little candy, I made a note for those for anyone that wants to have a little note on there. But anyway, I just thought it was a pretty fun idea, pretty cute. So anyway, I will add a link under the video if you choose. You want to make a donation to the Cristin Creates channel. We certainly appreciate it. It makes it easier to buy all of the video editing software and the equipment needed for the channel, and I'm just very appreciative. But anyway, totally optional, but there's one for every little opening that there is, and they all fit really well. So like this one, I had to make a really little one because I didn't want it covering the number. So I think I thought of pretty much everything. I'm just loving this idea. I thought it was really fun. So anyway, just wanted to show you some fun ideas of things that I am doing for my quilt. So now I'm going to get on to the rest of this project. I'm excited. We're pretty much finishing it up. Hopefully there's still more. There's a label to do, and the bag, and all of the embellishments still. So still some more to do, but it's really coming along, and oh my gosh, so cute, so fun. Hi everyone, so I'm at my computer and I want to show you how to make the label and how to get the label. So let's go to open a browser and go to the YouTube channel for Cristin Creates. You can just go to YouTube and type in Cristin Creates, and you'll see our channel with all of our lots and lots of videos. So pick any of the cup of cheer videos. So the latest one is the backing and binding that I finished last night. And underneath that video, so if you just scroll down, here's the video up here. We'll skip the ads. There's me talking about the backing. Very excited about it. And then underneath here, so it says click here to see links below the video, and then it starts talking about all the stuff that's under the video. Click right here where it says more. On a phone, it's over on the right hand side. There's a little arrow or something. You click on that. So either way, all of these links and information is underneath every single video. So under this video, it'll say, to order the cup of cheer quilting designs, please use the affiliate link from our sponsor. That should say quilting designs and label, but anything from the Kimberbell website, you want to use the link to our sponsor. So here's the link, the blue part. Click on that and it'll take you to Kimberbell. And then from there, I always just type in the search bar. So there's this little search bar here, and I type in whatever I'm looking for. You can always go to products and find it other ways, but this just seems to work if I click the item I'm looking for. So you can see that there's various items, and here's the label. So this is the label that we're going to be making. You would just add it to your cart. And it comes with two different designs. One is made by and one is made for. So like Katie Mayo, that's making like 3 of these. There's a few of you guys that are making several of these quilts. I'm just amazed by you. So you would have both of these versions available for made for or made by. It will come in the download. And you can't see that you're supporting our sponsor, but you are. It puts a little cookie on your computer saying, oh, we're supporting my girlfriend's quilt shop because you used the link that is underneath the video. So under the video, it has all the information, links to their site, what information, what items are needed to participate in the group project, what's coming up next. All of this information is under every single video. And all of you that ask me about my shirts, at the very bottom of the video, I even have that, my shirt design that I'm wearing, and then a link to that. So there's just all kinds of information under every single video, and you saw how to do that. It was just, it starts to say, click here for information, whatever, and you click that, and it opens up all the information that's under the video. Okay, so once you have purchased your label and downloaded it, then we're going to bring it into our software. You can do this on your embroidery machine. I find it a whole lot easier using embroidery software, so that's what I'm going to do. But you do however it works for you. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Embrilliance Essentials. And it opens up to the last hoop I used, which was 10.5 by 10.5. I'm going to go ahead and go to this preferences folder and find my 5 by 7 hoop right there and say okay. And then when I hit this compass button, I can hit the H button for the hoop and it'll zoom into that hoop. Okay, so we want to bring in our quilting design. You have to make sure to unzip the file before it will open in software. Go to merge stitch file. I've already opened mine, by the way. So I've got it on my desktop cup of cheer label. I use Pez for my machine. And there's the made by and made for. So I'm going to do made by because I'm keeping my quilt. My kids and grandkids can have it after I'm gone, but I'm going to enjoy it for now. So one thing I want to point out is we can absolutely do this in our 5 by 7 hoop. Obviously, you can see it fits perfectly. But for editing purposes, I want to turn it. I want to be able to turn it and see it. I'm going to rotate the design just so that I can do my edits, and then I'll rotate it back. So if I click this right button here, I can rotate the design. I have to click on it first. Sorry about that. Click here and then rotate. Okay, and you can see that it will say I'm outside of my hoop, but that's okay. It's just for editing purposes. I could even change my hoop size just so that it doesn't bug me to have it in my way. I'm going to put an 8 by 8 for now, and I could use my 8 by 8 hoop, but you don't need to. You could save on stabilizer and use the smallest hoop available, which 5 by 7 will fit fine. Okay, so now is when we want to add in our name and our date. Now, I'm going to show you a few things. I've already researched a bunch. I did a lot of research for you guys. See all of this? All my little notes saying all the different ones that will work and what. And keep in mind that this is a really personal choice. You might want something fancy. You might want something a little quirky. So in my opinion, I think quirky is fun because of how cheerfully it's done. You can see that that's quirky, right? So I don't want something super formal. I definitely do not want something formal, but I'm going to show you several options. Keep in mind that I have a lot of fonts that I've purchased over the years. And when you get a font, we talked about this earlier when we started using Embrilliance. When you purchase a font, you want to get the BX font and just drag it onto your desktop on Embrilliance, and it will load it for you. And Embrilliance is amazing with fonts. So I'm going to show you a little bit. All right, so if you go here to this create letters, we haven't done letters for a while now. So it automatically opens, I think the last one that you used, or maybe it's the default, I don't recall. But you can see here, this is a block style, and that is embedded in the Embrilliance program, meaning that you get that font for free. And I actually use that font a lot. There's, I think, like 5 that you get automatically when you purchase Embrilliance. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this text where it says ABC right here, and I'm going to put in my name. And I'm going to say Cristin Som, and I'm not putting a space in there because I'm going to hit that. So right now we're on single line text, but I want it multiple line, right? I don't. Actually, I don't. I'm going to have it be single line. So I am going to put a space in between my name. And you can see that nothing has changed, right? But if I click return, or if I even just click outside into our workspace, it will bring the font on. All right, so as you can see, it's on that first one, that block style, and I don't want that. So I'm going to show you several different ones that are super cute. You can write them down as ideas, or you can just pay attention, and when you see one that you like, write that one down. But I'm going to show you several because I went through a bunch of them, and I put a little star next to several of them that I think are really cute for this label. Again, personal choice though. You might look at it and go, oh, I don't like that one. So you might want a script font, something really fancy. I don't, but I'm going to actually show you how to do that. So anyway, so let's click on here, and if once you get your fonts, your BX fonts, and load them onto your desktop, your screen here, your workspace, that's the word, your workspace on Embrilliance, you literally just you open up the zip file and drag it onto the desktop, and it loads it for you. So once you've done that, then you have all your fonts loaded as easy as can be. All you do is drag them over there and they stay in there. All right, I think you do have to do it for every computer. I'm sure you have to do it for every computer, but you can have Embrilliance on multiple computers. So I use that a lot actually when I traveled to my daughter's just recently. I brought my little tiny laptop computer and found that I didn't have all my fonts. So you do have to load them to each computer, but once you do that, you're set. Okay, so the first one that I thought was so cute, and I want to point this out. I'm going to look for the gingerbread font, which I think is just adorable. It's from Designs by Juju. And you can see that I think there's a program within Embrilliance, Thumbnailer maybe. I don't have it. All I have is Embrilliance Essentials. But I think it's Thumbnailer that you can then change the name so that it will come up the way you want. So as it is with just Embrilliance Essentials, it comes up, you can see they're in alphabetical order, and so it's by whatever that company has named their font. So like gingerbread, I can't just find gingerbread. I have to remember that it's made by Designs by Juju, and then even Designs by Juju, they have DBJJ gingerbread or DBJJ space gingerbread, and it does change it. So you have to just try and remember what you're looking for, basically. So see, like DBJJ, Felicia DBJJ, Happy Home, you would think that gingerbread would be right in there, and it's not, because this, I believe, is the part that has a little space. And then, like I said, some of them are loaded without a space. See, these have numbers. So it is a little bit weird. So for those of you that have Thumbnailer, it's probably easier to find your fonts because you can name them whatever you want. But here it is. So DBJJ Gingerbread. So I'm just going to, again, show you some font ideas. So I thought that was so cute. Super, super cute for this design. And look at, you can change the size if it's too large, and I think I have a couple to show you that. If it's too large, it will tell you, oh, I can't make this any smaller. It's going to distort it. So, but in the meantime, you can go ahead and very easily, you saw all I did was drag. I think if you hold the control button, it'll stay where you want it, and resize it. But look at how easy that was, and how cute is that font. I love this one. Okay, so this is Gingerbread by Designs by Juju, and it's just adorable with this design, in my opinion. All right, so the other thing that I want to do is I want to add, I'm not finished here, but I'm going to add in the date also, and I'm just doing 2022. So again, I clicked this create letters button, the big A up here, and then on the text, I just highlight the text and put whatever text that I want. And like I said, you can hit return, or you can just click somewhere in the box and it will populate it there. So let's try that control button and making it smaller. It still did move it, but all right. So one thing I want to point out on the date, the year, if you're just doing the year, you can center that. These are centered. This is centered. My name is not. And so for people that, some OCD people, which I am very OCD about some things, but thankfully not everything. So this does not bother me at all. Actually, I'd make it even a little bit bigger to take up more space. But so this isn't centered. So you can see this, the black dots over the N is the center, and it's not centered because of this straw and because of the cup of cheer. So to me, that's not a problem. If it's a problem for you, then you would need to find a different font that will make it small enough, or have a name short enough that will fit, that you can have it be in the middle. Actually, that would work really well. Just change your name. Okay, so that's gingerbread. Personally, I like having a different font for the name and date. See how these are different? These are two very different fonts. Either that or they're just wonky different. Maybe they're even the same font, possibly. I think they are actually. Look at the Y is the same and the E is the same. So this is wonky, that's all. But they are the same font. But personally, I would like to use two different fonts. So for now, I'm going to leave the 2022, but I wanted to show you the gingerbread font. All right, so to make changes to this font, to change to a different font, I just click on it, and then over here where it says DBJJ Gingerbread 1 inch, that's where I would find a different font. So I'm going to show you a few others. I looked through a whole bunch of them and found several that I thought were really cute. All right, so the next one is AD Farmhouse Lemonade, right there, Farmhouse Lemonade 1 inch. So AD, I believe that's Alphalicious Designs. I love their designs. And look at how cute that font is. Isn't that adorable? So that's a super cute one. That's kind of like scripty, regular, not totally script, but it's got some fun style to it. So that's a really good one. Again, by Alphalicious Designs, Farmhouse Lemonade. That's a cute one. So while I was going through this, let me show you something here. There is one called Aria Rose. Aria Rope, sorry about that. And look at, I just want to show you. We have to remember this one for Merry Christmas, y'all. Wouldn't that be perfect? It's a rope. So that's just so cute to me. So we have to, everyone has to help me to remember. We want to use that one. I have a couple of rope designs. So we want that for our Merry Christmas Y'all pillow. That'll be perfect. All right, another one I wanted to show you, and I think it was to give you information, not because I thought it would work for this one. I didn't write who it's by. Back to school, right here. Okay, back to school. So I want to show you this. So even though it is a 1 inch design, meaning each of these letters are 1 inch tall, look at how huge that is. So that's something to keep in mind, because not only do we not have a large workspace, but we have an even smaller workspace because of this cup. And as always, you can only resize so much. So let's just see. And like I said, if you have a small name, so see, it doesn't let me do anymore. It's like, no, you're distorting the design. I can't do it any more than that. So that's, I just wanted to show you, if you have a larger name and a wide font, like this one is a very wide font, just keep that in mind, that they won't all work the same way. All right, so back to school is not an option. And that one was, oh, it doesn't say who it's by. I want to say, I don't remember, darn. Actually, I have a spreadsheet that will tell me, so that's not a problem. Okay, so another one I wanted to show you. Let's see. BK, which is Baby K's, which Baby K's is no longer around, but they were purchased by another company, and so you can still get their designs. And they have a lot of, or had a lot of fonts. All right, so BK Smoothie Shop, 1 inch. Smoothie Shop, 1.5 inch. So I remember thinking that it was weird, it was in a different order. Maybe that was it. All right, and what I wanted to show you on this one is that if you decide to do a script font, it's very doable. I don't want a script font on this specific label, but I just want to really quickly show you how to do that, some changes on that. So when you do a script font, generally you want to merge the letters closer together to have them connect. You actually want them kind of to connect. So I'm just going to show you really quick if you decide to do a script font. So you would click on the letter. So like this R here, you can see we want this over more. So this R, you would click on this green square in the middle. And then what I like to do is click this lower button. If you click this lower button, oh, let me tell you one other thing, one other tip. If you're working with the script font, what I would do is bring it to a line. So see this line here? Even though we know we don't want it here, but we're going to just utilize that line so that we can get them close to centered because we're going to move them around. So again, when you click on this green square, it works on that letter. If you don't work on that green square, then whenever you click, you're working on the entire name. So right now we would just click on this green square in the middle, and then you can use your left arrow button on your left arrow key on your keyboard to move it over. Or you can take this lower arrow, see this lower arrow? And what this will do is, see, it brings the entire design over so that you have a little bit less movement to do, but not necessarily because you want them all to join. But that is generally what I do. So again, here's that middle square. I'm going to click the lower button and I'm going to bring this I over so that it connects. And same thing with this S, click the middle. Click this, and then what I like to do is bring the S's down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is line it up, and then I'm going to just do this one. I'm not going to do all of them because then it'll take them all off of that line, which you could line back up. But anyway, so you can see I just moved it down using the down arrow key on my keyboard, and that works really well. All right, so the next one, click on the middle letter, the bottom to bring them all over, connect. Same with the I, click the middle square, move it over. And this is just for the script fonts, and it's not required, obviously. You could have them not connected if you choose, but I generally think a script font looks cuter when they're all attached. And see, this is why I was saying that you want to use that line. See, I moved it around a little bit. Okay, so next one, this S. Use this to bring them all over a little bit, keep it on that line. The O is fine where it is, then this H, middle square, down button, move it over so that they connect. And then the last one, the M, and doesn't matter, you could use the arrow key, there's no more to bring over. And you want to just click where you can see. All right, and that works really well. All right, so then again, when you click on any of the other letters without clicking the center square, then it's all connected and you can move it over. So that's how to work with the script fonts. Then you would obviously want to line it up. See, we don't have a whole lot of workspace because of this, the little cup with the straw, but again, you can just resize it, whatever. But I wanted to just show you real quick how to work with script fonts if you decide on a script font. All right, so I'm going to get back to showing some really cute options. So the next one is by Designs by Juju, and it's called Hey Pretty Girl. I like this one. Excuse my phone. I turned off the sound on my computer so you're not hearing it beeping all the time, but I forgot my phone. All right, Hey Pretty Girl, right there. So this is such a fun one, I think. I think this is a really fun one for this label. So then I would just resize it a bit to be able to fit within that. You could even, if it were wide enough, you could make it so that that straw is in between the M, whatever works, but I think that one is just super cute. So Hey Pretty Girl. All right. That's really cute, I think. That's a fun one in my opinion. All right, another one, click on that, and then go down here to where it says the font that it's currently on, and the next one I'm going to look for is Designs by Juju, and it's called Board Book. You can see it's not in the right order here, so it must not have a space. There it is. All right, Board Book. All right, so that's a really cute one too, and obviously you'd have to resize it, make it smaller to fit depending on your name. But we have a limited space because of that little straw. So that I think is a really cute one. Oops, undo. I clicked on the square by mistake. All right, so that's a cute one. That is Designs by Juju called Board Book. That's a very cute one. All right, and then another one. Click on the word over here that shows the font, and another one was Designs by Juju Everything. That one is super cute. I really like that one, and it fits really well. So if you look at this one, you can make it a little bit bigger. I liked that the eye, see how cute that eye is with this design? That's a really cute one, and not a whole lot of changes needed on this one. That's one thing that's nice not working with a script font as well. There's not as much changes needed. All right, so you can make it bigger. So see, here's the middle of the design though, and it's off. It will be off because of this straw. So if you don't like that, then you can use a different font that will be tighter in. So tighter in fonts will give you more room that you can move it around to the middle. But I didn't like that look. I did look at a few of those, but I didn't like it for this one. All right, another one. Let's click on the font, then click over here where it has the wording of the font. And another one is Regency. Let's see if it's in alphabetical order from here. There it is, Regency 1 inch is what I was using. So this one, again, I love this one. And the one I actually chose is very similar to this one. But that is cute. All right, so just something that's got some flair to it. I like the I in it. I like the S. I think that one actually is pretty close to perfect from what I am looking for, basically. All right, so that's Regency. Another one is Willie, which I believe is also Designs by Juju. Yep, right there. That's a fun one. So that's like a little bit wild one. Isn't that cute? That's super cute. I like that a lot. That's like a scripty wild font. I love that one, actually. I love that a lot. That is really cute. Can make it a little bit bigger, move it away from the straw. That's pretty much perfect. I really like both Regency and Willie. Those are very good. All right, so let's go with the one. So, gosh, I love that. I don't know. Now I'm starting to second guess myself. All right, here's the one that I finalized on, but now I'm wondering, I really like Willie. Designs by Juju Willie. That is really cute. All right, so here, let me show you the one that I decided on. Stitchtopia Favorite Color, it's called. Isn't that cute? I think that's a really cute one for this design. But all of them have been super cute. A little too high. All right, so that looks really good. I like that one a lot. I like how the M is a little bit funky. It's a little wild. Very cute with this label. All right, so I like that one. I think I'll make it just a tiny bit smaller so that it's not touching the icing on the cup. That is really cute. I like that one. All right, and then on the 2022, again, you can choose whatever font you want. You can keep it as is. I have two of them circled, so I don't remember which one I finalized on, so I'm just going to grab one of them. Doesn't matter too much. So there are some things with the letters. They're a little bit different, but applique market say something. Let's try that. All right, that's pretty big. So we will just make it smaller. And this one you probably can put in the middle. Maybe not. If you made it a little smaller, because those hearts are there. So, and I wouldn't want really the date to be larger than the name. All right, so that is applique market say something. That's pretty cute. The other one I have circled that I don't remember which one I decided on was the Designs by Juju Hey Pretty Girl. All right, so when you're deciding between two, a really easy way, so this is that Designs by Juju Hey Pretty Girl, or if I click this undo button, it goes back to that, what was it? Let's see, Hey Pretty Girl. There it is, Applique Market, Say Something. I think I'm gonna stay with that one, I like that. All right, so my label is pretty close to done. These letters come very close in here. If you don't like that, you can make it a tiny bit smaller. I think I'll make it just a tiny bit smaller. Oh, that seems to make it a lot smaller. Let's see. It's windy here today and I'm sniffing so much, sorry. All right, that looks actually really good. I'm very happy with that. The 2022 is in the middle. Maybe I'll move it over just a tad to make all of you OCD people a little crazy. All right, so once this is all done, I am going to highlight this and move and rotate it so that it will fit in the hoop. So first, actually, I should group it. But so I want to point something out. So if you open up this Cup of Cheer quilt label, you would want to put this the stitching before that backing. I don't use a backing on mine, but this official Kimberbell label does. I always just do it on felt and then I hand stitch it on. So if you're doing it with the backing, then you have to know where to put the stitching. So let's just see, we should be able to tell. All right, so we've got all the letters, all of this. Let's see, there's the straw and the cup. Made by More Straw Cup. So it's right there. So the last step, so this number 19, so I'm not going to use that step, so it's not going to matter, but I'm going to show you how to bring it up into, you want your stitching. If you're using this backing, you want to make sure that your stitching is before that backing. So I believe all you would do, let's highlight this, and then we can just move it up. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so one other thing is we found a couple of videos ago, I think it was the blue house with the pie. Oh my gosh, I had trouble with that pie because it kept changing the stitching and I couldn't, like I got this all done on Embroiderings perfectly and then I'd bring it over to the embroidery machine and it was missing stitches and all kinds of problems because I brought a design, the pie, up in between other designs. And what I ended up finding is if you go to, I think it was in preferences, and you have to take this jumps overlays right here, this jump overlaps, make sure to not have these clicked. If you have these clicked, when you're bringing a design within part of another, within the steps of the other design, it will make it wonky, and I don't really understand why, but it fixed it no problem once I took these off. So make sure you have these off if you're going to move it up. If you're not going to do the backing and you're just going to do it on felt like I do, then you can just delete this last step, this right here, this cashmere, the ending, the backing, because I'm not going to use that, but I'm going to leave it on for the tutorial to make sure and tell everybody how to do that. All right, so once you have all of your parts, I'm going to go ahead and make this smaller so I can see everything. And then I'm just going to highlight them all to make sure I've got everything. And I'm going to, I think it was, let's see, it's under Edit. I'm going to group it. And the reason is so that I can easily rotate it and make sure I've got everything. So I'm going to click this Rotate 90 Degrees button. And I am within my 5x7 hoop, which I don't have selected. So I'm going to go to Preferences, 5x7. Okay, and you can see everything fits great there, no problems. All right, and I'm going to save it, File, Save Stitch File As. Actually, So what you want to do on this one is save. You can do both, working file and stitch file. When there is a font involved and you want to make changes, you want to save it as a working file. That's the purpose of the working file versus the stitch file. The stitch file is what brings it to your machine, whereas a working file makes it so that if you go, oh, I don't really like that font, I think I want a different font, then you can easily make those changes. So I am going to do both. So save as right up here, stitch and working. And I'm going to put it in my label file, which I have on my desktop. Cup of cheer. I think it's this one. Nope, that's the bundle. And quilt label right there. Embroidery files. Pez is what I use for my machine. And I'm going to name it Cristin Song, just so I know my personalized label, and hit save. All right, I don't have my machine on, or I could send it to the machine, but that is how you make your label and how you can import the BX files onto your desktop, and how you can look through the different fonts to choose one that you like. I hope this is helpful. Okay, so we made the quilt label. How cute is that? Fun. And it was very easy to do. So keep in mind that I do mine on felt. If you do the original way that Kimberbell has on their Kimberbell label, you just follow the directions to change the backing or something like that. I've always done it on felt, so I just keep doing the way that I've always done it. So next up is the bag to hold our embellishments, but first a workout. Well, I've decided to break this last tutorial up into 2 tutorials because there's quite a bit still to do. So we did the label, which I'm so happy about. I really love how that turned out. And now we're going to work on the pouch so that when we make all of our embellishments or advent items, we have somewhere to put them all. So we are going to work on the pouch, and like I mentioned, you can get this from our sponsor for this project. It comes in a few different colors. I think 3, maybe 4 actually. I think there's white and gray and pink, and I heard that there's a minty teal color, which would be super duper pretty. I haven't seen that, and I didn't take the time to look online, but My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop, our sponsor for this project, does have these in stock, so you can grab one or from your local shop, or you can make your own. Like I mentioned, you can make your own pouch if you prefer. This is just an easier way. I haven't made one of these in a while, but I remember it being extremely easy, so I will go over it step by step. One thing is, if you need the directions, they are on the CD for this project. So it's under like instructions. It's a separate item from the regular area. One other thing that it does say in the directions is that we need the Kimberbell Sticky Back Tearaway Stabilizer. I haven't used this yet. You can see mine's still in the package. I haven't used it before. And I have made a pouch before without one, so it can be done without. You probably would just tape it in place. I don't remember actually, but tape it in place or even pin it to the stabilizer as long as it's out of the way from your hoop, whatever works. But I'm going to try this. I think that'll be fun to give this a try, and I will go over the whole process step by step. So let's get started making our pouch. Hey guys, so I wanted to show you a little change that I'm going to make to my zipper pouch. Totally optional, and we're just going to do this super quick, and it's a super easy change. So I'm going to open up a browser, and on Etsy I'm on the So Cha Cha shop, and if you just go to So Cha Cha and type in cocoa on the search bar, then you can find this hot cocoa mug that I found, and I'm going to add that to my zipper pouch. It's an instant download and so on and so forth. Etsy, So Cha Cha, a little hot cocoa mug. So real quick, close this and open up Embroiderings. Very simple because we just add it to the end. So if you go to merge stitch file and bring in the design for the pouch, let's see, it is desktop. Okay, so if you go into the Cup of Cheer folder, it's under the Advent Zipper Pouch. Click on that, and then click on the Cup of Cheer design, and then bring in your unzipped. You have to unzip the file, of course, for the hot cocoa. Okay, so I chose the 1.5 inch of the mini hot cocoa design, and double click it. It goes to the center, and then I just moved it over to the edge here, and then I'm going to click this little rotate button. Sorry, click on the design first, then click on the rotate button. And then what I did is I'm going to just use this button here to move it, to angle it a little bit, and then just get it situated in a nice way. You can have your design turned so that you can see it better, or if this works for you, I just literally just angled it a tiny bit. The design comes at the end after the zipper pouch. It's all embroidery, so that's all perfectly fine and cute and super easy to do. So let's see, if we go to hoops, we can see it all. All right, just make sure that this doesn't overlap. You can move it over a little more, a little higher, whatever works for you. And just a cute little add-on if you choose to do. And then of course, file save as. I already saved mine. Save stitch file as, and then you can send it to your machine and easily stitch this out. It's a very cute design. So just a little add-on if you choose. All right, so take your zipper pouch out of the bag and we are going to put it right side down. This is obviously the right side, and with the zipper top up at the top. Open it up. All right, and then we are going to take this little lining here and we're going to move it over to the left and we're going to pin it. Out of the way. All right, and then we have this side here, and we are going to take our fusible backing, and I cut mine 6.5 by 9.5. It's much larger than it needs to be, but that's what I did. And we are going to iron this down to stabilize this side, because this is where we are going to have our quilting, or not our quilting, sorry, our cup of cheer design. Okay, I ended up using a old pillowcase to iron my fusible stabilizer down on the felt. I don't know if you need to do that or not, but I didn't want to chance it, so I did. So the next thing that we want to do is to find the center mark. And a really easy way, I measured it just to make sure. So mine is 10.5 inches wide, so 5.25 would be the halfway mark. But an easier way is to just fold it in half, finger press it, and then you'll have your mark. Use a ruler or a guide to make sure that it's straight. 5.25 is what mine ended up being. And using a water-soluble pen, which, there it is. Using a water-soluble pen, mark your center, okay? And then once you have that, we're going to turn it over to the right side. So now we have the right side of our felt bag. There's also, this comes in velveteen too, but anyway, I'm using the felt one. So turn it over, and then using the side that has your fusible stabilizer, we're going to just fold it in half and do a finger press. You could iron it with your iron if you want. That would work absolutely fine. Or a finger press, so that you don't have to worry about getting that iron mark out afterward. All right, and then we're just going to mark that as well. Make sure that you can see it well. If not, then you want to iron it. Another thing is you could just measure it either way. So it's 7, so it should be 3.5. Yep, look at that. 3.5. Okay. And then just mark your crosshair with your water-soluble pen. This is on the back side. We are going to quilt, or not quilt, we're going to do our embroidery on this side, so we're just getting our crosshair here. All right. Okay, like I said, I haven't used this before, but it says to take the tip of your scissors or a scoring tool. I'm just going to use this, I think, hopefully. And we're just going to cut. I don't know if I should do it this way. Basically just lightly, because we're only cutting the one layer. I'm probably not even doing it quite hard enough. We'll see. We'll see if that'll work. If not, I'll have to do it again. It could be easier to do it in the center. that. All right, that was not hard. Okay, so then we're just cutting back the, what is it, the paper topping. Yeah, that's easy. Nice. And then we have the sticky part so that we can put our felt bag in. So go ahead and remove all of the paper parts. Very easy. Nice. All right, and then we will get our bag. Okay, once we have our crosshairs on our stabilizer, it's stitched directly on the stabilizer, then we are going to take our pouch, and we've got it right side up with the pull down at the bottom, and we're going to fold back to our crosshair. All right, making sure it's all lined up. And then take your crosshair and we're going to put it on our hooped crosshair. Okay, make sure you can see this. So our crosshair is here. I'm going to take the crosshair of our zipper pouch and line it up just right with the center mark and the horizontal mark. All right, and then once you have it just right, then we're going to fold back this part and push it in place a little bit on that sorry, my eye is watering from all this wind, on the sticky back stabilizer. All right, and keep in mind, so we have the right side up, we have the zipper pull down at the bottom, we have this attached in here nicely. We don't have to pin it or tape it or anything if we have the sticky back stabilizer. All right, and once you have it right, then turn to the back. Look at mine is actually off just a bit, so I'm going to move it and do it over again. So that you can see that the crosshair is here and mine is over just a tiny bit. So I'm going to do that again. I got it a little bit too far. So just do that until you get it just right. Again. It's over to the left too much. Yeah. So looking at the back makes it so that you can just confirm that you've got it in the right position before you start. So a little bit before that line, otherwise it goes a little bit too far. All right, and check the back and make sure you've got it as you want it, and then we are going to stitch the cup of cheer design. I have to say that I really like this sticky back stabilizer. That's pretty easy. So think of like towels. That would make towels really easy. Pretty cool. So anyway, don't forget to check the back and make sure that you've got the crosshair lined up with the stitched crosshair and the crosshair that you drew. And then we are ready to go ahead and start. Right side up, the pull down at the bottom, and the zipper is closed, by the way. All right, let's go and stitch our cup of cheer.